Hi, so buddies! It's a beautiful day to make a beautiful outfit, and you're highly welcome to this YouTube channel. My name is Whitney Highway, and you are highly welcome to this space. And to my OGs, my early subscribers, thank you so much for sticking with me on this beautiful journey. So, in this video, we're going to be making this beautiful classic top that has this dolman sleeve, and also it has this asymmetric slit at the center front. And without much talk, let's dive right into the making of this beautiful blouse. I will be making use of a crepe material, and this colored fabric is the main fabric I'll be using, and naturally 2.5 yards is more than okay for making this top, but this colored fabric right here is not up to 2 yards, it's just a yard and it won't be enough. But to substitute for the remaining yards, I got the black crepe material, which I'm going to use as the lining for this blouse. But I best advise you use the same fabric for both the main fabric and the lining. Moving on, I'll be drafting this out on the pattern paper first before transferring it straight to the fabric. And the first step to drafting this out is to come down by 1 inch from the beginning of the pattern paper to mark out the starting line, which will also serve as the shoulder line. After marking this out, I'll bring in my rule and connect the dots together to get a straight line like this. Moving on, I will go ahead and mark out the bust point measurement, which is the shoulder to nipple measurement. And the measurement I'm working with is 11.75 inches, and that is exactly what I am marking out. And I'm placing my tape from the starting line. And I will also bring in my rule to connect the dots together to get a straight line like so. And this line is referred to as the bust point line. Next is to mark out the waistline, and the waistline measurement I am working with is 17.5 inches, and I'll go ahead and mark that out and also bring in my rule to connect the dots together to get a straight line like so. Moving on, the next step is to mark out the length for this blouse or top, and for this blouse the length is 23 inches, so I'll go ahead and mark out 23 inches as the length of this blouse. And after marking this out, I will also bring in my rule and connect the dots together to get a straight line. Moving on, it's time to mark out the neckline. So for the neck width, I went in by 3 inches. And since this is the back pattern I am drafting first, for the neck depth, I'll come down by 1 inch. And take note that 1 inch is the standard neck depth for all individuals. So I'll go ahead and connect the neck width to the neck depth to get the back neckline. Next, on the starting line, I'll mark out half of the shoulder measurement I'm working with, and that is 8 inches for me. And from the shoulder measurement, I'll mark out how long I want the sleeve length to be. From the inspirations, the standard length for the sleeve of this blouse is 8 inches, except you want it lesser or more than that. So from the shoulder measurement, I marked out 8 inches for the sleeve length. Now, from the sleeve length, I'll come down by 1.5 inches. And I'll go ahead and connect this back to the neck width, and this gives the sleeves a falling effect. From the sleeve length, I'll go ahead and mark out the wideness of the sleeve, how wide I want the sleeve to be, and I came down by 10 inches. Or you can just go ahead and calculate for your sleeve wideness by dividing your round armhole by 2 and adding 1 inches. So since the round armhole I am working with is 18 inches, divided by 2 gives me 9 inches, plus 1 gives me 10. So that is how I arrived at the 10 inches for the sleeve wideness. Moving on, I'll go ahead and connect the sleeve wideness to the sleeve length to get a straight line like this. Next, from the sleeve wideness here, I'll come in by 1 inch like so to get that curved dolman sleeve effect. And I will draw this back to the sleeve length with a slight curve. Moving on the bust point line, I will go ahead and divide the round bust measurement by 4 and mark it out. The round bust measurement I'm working with is 38 inches. Divided by 4 gives me 9.5, and that is what I've marked out here. And I marked out or added 2 inches for ease allowance. On the waistline, I also went ahead to divide the round waist measurement by 4 and mark it out. And added 2 inches for ease allowance. On the blouse length, I went ahead to divide the round hip measurement by 4 and mark it out, and also added 2 inches for ease allowance. Now we'll go ahead and connect the bust point to the waistline and also to the blouse length like so. Moving on from the blouse length, I will go up by 2 inches on the side here, and I will draw this back to the blouse length line to get a curve like so. To get a little bit of hip exaggeration at the side here, I'll come out by half an inch here, and I'll connect this back to the waistline with a slight curve like so, and I'll also connect this back to the hem like so. Now I will proceed to connecting the sleeve to the side with a curve like so. And with this, the back pattern of this blouse is ready. So I'll go ahead and bring in my scissors and cut this out. And when cutting this out on fabric, I'll be leaving half an inch allowance at the neckline, half an inch allowance at the shoulder, half an inch at the sleeve. The side does not need any allowance. And at the hem, I'll be leaving half an inch allowance at the hem. Moving on, I've gone ahead to place a new pattern paper for drafting out the front pattern, and I also went in by 1 inch from the center front and connected the dots together to get a straight line. So this space is for the button placket, where the buttons and buttonholes will be sewn into and created respectively. And after that is done, I brought in the back pattern paper and placed it like this, starting from the straight line, and I went ahead to pin this down to the new pattern paper like so. Moving on, it's time to mark out the front neck depth, and I want the neck depth for this front pattern to be 7 inches deep. So remember, I've already marked out 1 inch for the back neck depth, so I'll be placing my tape at that 1 inch mark and mark out 7 inches for the neck depth. So I will also mark out the neck width on the new pattern as well. You will understand why I am doing all of this, and I'll go ahead and also extend the neck depth at the edge here. At the hem, I'll come down by 3 inches from the hem of the back pattern on the center front, and I'll connect this to get a straight line like this. This is because of those pointed asymmetric ends at the center front. I want them to be 26 inches long from the shoulder, as you can see. Now, to create the space between both asymmetric ends, I'll go in by 2 inches from the straight line at the center front, and this 2 inches mark will be connected to the waistline on the center front and also to the hem at the side. So because I want a little bit of decency to conceal the navel, I'll come down by 1 inch from the waistline at the center front line on the front pattern paper, and I'll bring in my rule to extend this out. Moving on, I will proceed to connect the 2 inches to the hem of the back pattern at the side with a curve like so. And now that I've sorted out the sides and the hem, I'll bring in my scissors, cut out the hem, trim out the side, trim out the sleeve, trim out the shoulder, using the back pattern as a guide. So now I will go ahead and take out the pins and take out the back pattern. So now it's time for me to connect the neck width to the neck depth for the front pattern, and that will give me the front neckline. And I will also go ahead and connect the new waistline to the 2 inches mark at the hem. And I'll bring in my scissors to cut out the neckline and also cut this out at the hem like so. And the front pattern is ready. So for the allowances, when cutting this out on fabric, I'll be leaving half an inch all round except for the side here. And I will be cutting out both the main fabric and the lining. Same thing for the back pattern, main fabric and lining. And my fabric will be on fold while cutting out the pattern for both the front and the back. And here it is. I have cut out the front and the back pattern, main fabric and lining included, and I left the necessary allowance. So this is the back pattern and this is the front pattern. And it's time to start sewing all of this together. So I will go ahead and take out the front pattern and take out a piece of the main fabric and lining from the front pattern. I will place the lining on the front pattern, making sure that the right side of the lining is facing the right side of the fabric. Now I will go ahead and close up the neckline, close up the center front, and also close up the hem, and also close up the sleeve wideness. So I will go ahead and do that for both sides of the front patterns. Moving on to the back pattern, I will go ahead and open it up and place the lining on the back pattern, making sure that the right side of the lining is facing the right side of the main fabric. Please ignore how rough the fabrics are looking. They will be fixed later on in this video with ironing. So I'll go ahead and close up the neckline, close up the hem, and also close up the hem of the sleeves. Moving on, I have gone ahead to cut out the straps for this blouse that will be on both sides, and they are 27 inches long and 5 inches wide. Yes. Moving on, I will go ahead and fold the strap into two like this, making sure that the wrong side of the fabric is facing me, and I'll go ahead and close up from this point like so, close up the side and leave only one end of the strap open. And I will repeat the same thing on the other strap as well, and I'll flip it over to the right side and iron. Here is the back pattern. I've closed up the neckline, closed up the sleeve hem, and also closed up the hem of the blouse. So right now, go ahead and flip it over to the extreme wrong side of the back pattern where all the rough stitches are obvious. Next, I'll bring in one side of the front pattern and I'll go ahead and place it in between the main fabric and lining of the back pattern like this. So this way, the right side of the front pattern is facing the right side of the back pattern. Okay, with the neckline joinings on each other and also the sleeve hem joinings on top of each other. I will go ahead and close up the shoulders using half an inch sewing allowance. Moving on, I will also go ahead and bring in the other side of the front pattern and place it right in between the main fabric and lining of the back pattern, and make sure that the neckline joinings are directly on top of each other and pin it down, and also make sure that the sleeve hem joinings are directly on top of each other, and I'll pin it down. I'll go ahead and also close up the shoulders using half an inch sewing allowance. And here it is after closing up the shoulders. So when I bring it over to the right side, this is what I have. So right now it's time to close up the sides and also sew in the straps on the sides. So I'll go ahead and flip this over to the wrong side of the blouse or top, and I'll properly arrange this like so, bringing the front pattern towards the back pattern, on top of the back pattern rather. Next, I'll bring in the straps. And in placing the straps, I'll make sure that the strap is placed like this inward on the side just before the waistline, as you can see. And this joining on the strap will be lying directly on the back pattern, will be facing the back pattern directly. And I'll go ahead and pin it down on the side and also close up the sides using half an inch sewing allowance. And I'll repeat the same thing on the other side and also close up the side using half an inch sewing allowance. So after doing this, I'll go ahead and bring it back to show you how it is looking. And here it is. I have closed up the sides with the straps all sewn in. So right now I will go ahead and weave the rough side seams. So right now it's time to sew in the button. So for a female button down, you just get to sew in the buttons on the left hand side, and the right hand side is for creating the buttonholes. And I will advise you create horizontal buttonholes like this. You can look for where the settlers materials where they create buttonholes, or weaving shop where they create buttonholes, and they'll get to do it for you, or you can do it yourself manually with your hands, your thread and needle. So however you want to do it. And if you've stayed up to this point, meaning you enjoy my video and you find this video helpful, so please do well to click on the subscribe button and hit on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop a new video. And please do get to like, share, and drop your wonderful comments, because I would love to see and read them. And tada, here is the beautiful classy blouse, and I rocked it with this palazzo pants. The tutorial is up on my YouTube channel, so see you on my next video. Bye. Mwah.